Today we have April showers. How great is that? Those showers are helping all of our flowers, our grass, all of Mother Nature to grow, to flourish, to bloom. But we're turning our attention this month to the showers of blessings. Blessings, different kind of April showers. God's blessing, which is always pouring down upon us, through us, as us, and then back out again into the world. As a whole, we've been talking about blessings all month, and there is such a power to blessing, as we're going to find out this morning. There's a longing in each and every one of our hearts. Rely on this divine intelligence, which is always present and giving of itself. When we listen and when we follow the longings of our heart, we are moving in the right direction. We are moving in the direction of receiving that higher consciousness, that blessing of love, of joy, of peace that was so beautifully expressed in the reading. Listen and act upon this divine longing. It's pulling us into evolving our consciousness. And today we're going to explore the idea that has been called the ancient secret of happy living. An idea which, if you make a habit, can truly transform your life. Why? Because it's the reciprocal nature of the universe in action. It always gives back that which is put into it. And here's an illustration. A man and his son were taking a walk in the forest. Suddenly, his son trips and feels a sharp pain, and he yells, "Ow!" And he hears, "Ow!" come back to him. Filled with curiosity, he screams, "Who are you?" But he hears, "Who are you?" So then he screams, "You are a coward." And this voice screams back, "You are a coward." And he looks at his father, asking, "Dad, what is going on?" He didn't understand. "Son," the man replies, "pay attention." Then he screams, "I admire you." And he hears back, "I admire you." And the father says, "You are wonderful." And he hears back, "You are wonderful." The boy is surprised, but still cannot fully understand what is going on. The father explains what people call an echo, but it's truly life. It's life expressing. It gives you back what you give to it. That's how it works. It's simply a reflection of who we are. So don't forget that echo of life. What we put into it, what we give life, that is what the world will give us back. What we put into the world, we receive. It's reciprocal. You're going to keep hearing that word because we create our reality. We create our response to different situations. So our topic today, the ancient secret of happy living, is in alignment with the core concept of our monthly theme, which is the simple act of blessing. Blessing. When we engage in the act of blessing, we get and receive blessings in return. Catherine Ponder, one of New Thought's greatest prosperity teachers, in her book, The Prosperity Secret of Ages, wrote, "The act of blessing everything is a transformative prosperity secret." You want to be prosperous? Bless everything. The Bible in the Old Testament, in particular, focuses a lot on the practice of blessing. And the Hebrews put great store in the power of a blessing. If one was to receive a spoken blessing, he did not want anyone to stand in his way of accepting it. He considered the blessing a priceless gift. It's a priceless, think of that. A blessing is a priceless gift. God pointed out the great power of a blessing to Abraham when he said to him, I will bless thee and make thy name great, and be thou a blessing. So what exactly is a blessing? The dictionary, we have two different dictionary definitions. Actually one, but they say two things. Webster's dictionary says to bless is to hallow or consecrate by religious rite or word, to invoke divine care of, to confer prosperity or happiness upon. And Webster also says that blessing a thing conducive to the happiness or welfare of the one giving the blessing. Happiness lies in being grateful in that blessing. Now, we have Ernest Holmes, who founded Science of Mind. Ernest Holmes, in his Science of Mind book, wrote this in the glossary definition of the word blessing. He said, constructive thought directed toward anyone or any condition. You bless an individual when you recognize the divinity in him or her. To recognize that we are all divine beings. How powerful is that? If that's the greatest empowerment statement you could ever make, every one of us is a divine blessing. If you make a habit of blessing everything and everyone, it can transform your life. So give thanks for every experience, because ultimately they are blessings. There is good to be found in every single experience that we have. And sometimes those blessings are in disguise. They don't look and they sure don't feel like a blessing. But there was this little girl who one night was saying her bedtime prayers. And after sending her blessings to her mother, her father, her brothers, her sisters, her pets, her friends, her family, she blessed everyone she could think of. And then she said, Dear God, bless you too, because if anything happens to you, we're all sunk. So we needn't, it's a joke, we needn't be concerned. We needn't be concerned that anything's going to happen to God. We know it's not. But it's a powerful practice, is the point. A very powerful practice to begin blessing everything, just like this little girl did. First, focus on the good and bless it. Bless even the not so good. That's a little harder sometimes, most of the time, because that seems to bring forth the greater transformation in our life. When we bless that which really does not feel so good, but we bless it knowing there is good in there for us. There always is when we stay open and receptive to that good. It's there. There's a lesson. There's a lesson. And it will be brought forth when we keep that in our mind, that this doesn't feel right, but there is a lesson for me here. We have to trust. That's what it comes down to. So faith is trust. To bless is really to judge not according to appearances. As the master teacher Jesus advised, to judge according to righteous judgment. And that is the beholding of good, and thereby bringing it forth in a condition or in a person. Right thinking is righteous judgment. Blessing the good is the easy part. But blessing the not so good, now we're going to get into the tricky part of this business of blessing. Because we don't feel like blessing. Sometimes we just don't feel like it. We feel like we're mad. We want to express that. But take that breath. Always that breath. Everything's in that breath. Life is in that breath. And know that there is something good in here. If you can't do a blessing right then and there, just know there's a lesson to learn, or else this would not be in your experience. Because that's where transformation comes in, my friends. That's where we truly transform our consciousness. And the more that we give, the more that we receive. And that is an absolute universal spiritual law that is infallible. That is absolutely infallible. Remember the echo. Remember the reciprocal nature of the universe. We are to the world what we are to the world is to us. As Paul advised in Romans 12:14, bless and curse not. Let us be overcome with evil. Let us not be overcome with evil, but overcome evil with good. Of this scripture, Ernest Holmes writes this in his book: we are to overcome evil with good. Evil lasts but for a day, while goodness shines to eternity, and loving kindness is the very nature of deity. As the darkness has no power over the light, so evil is overcome by good. This evil, as defined by Ernest Holmes, is, and he writes this: evil is that which seems destructive. It is an experience of the soul on a journey toward the realization of reality. Of itself, it is neither person, place, nor thing, and will disappear in the exact proportion that we cease using destructive methods. Erroneous thinking. Erroneous thinking is what evil is. And that's simply wrong thinking. It's wrong thinking. When we're in alignment with the divine mind, we are filled with blessing. We are filled with good. We are filled with that which uplifts us, not tears us down. And that's the beauty of a blessing. That's the beauty of a blessing. What if by blessing we could be the light in someone else's life? That is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves. We give it to them, but we give it to ourselves. It is a high energy. It's a high vibration. When we bless a problem, an injury, a lack, or a foe, we acknowledge the divinity in the situation. Bless the body. Do we bless our body? Do we thank every cell in our being, even if we are not comfortable or in pain or ill? Do we not bless and thank the intelligence of each and every cell in our body just for being in our body? The beauty and the brilliance of each cell is beyond our comprehension. This is the divine law working. When we bless, we receive blessings. And Myrtle Fillmore, who founded Unity with her husband, Charles Fillmore, this is how. The unity is huge. I mean, it's amazing. Our Anson Conference is at Unity Village in Missouri, and it is Kansas City. It is absolutely amazing. And I have to always say this when I say this. It has its own zip code. That's how big it is. It all began with Myrtle Fillmore in a living room. And this is what she did. She regained her health from through this method of blessing, because she was told that she had a terminal condition. She began blessing and thanking every single organ in her body, praising the intelligence within, and encouraging it to come forth into new life. Try blessing yourselves regularly. That's a great spiritual practice. Blessing yourself. How eagerly they will respond to this increased health. Here's a blessing affirmation. I bless my body and my mind, for they are good and worthy of love. Love that. Bless my body and my mind, for they are good and worthy of love. Isn't your body worthy of love? It certainly is. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes I forget. That's why I'm up here doing this talk, so I can remember with you. Bless your problems, even if you feel that you are powerless before the tide of events that have taken place. A blessing will call forth good, where right now all that you can see are obstacles and challenges. Bless your debt in certainty that it is the Father's good kingdom to give us, it's good pleasure to give us the kingdom, to provide us with, and to know that every obligation that we have is met. We don't have to know how. This is all in the invisible realm. It is through using our thought process, by absolutely believing, not the purse, but that we are worthy of the Father's kingdom, each and every one of us. It works. I've used this law of circulation, and it works. Charles Fillmore, in his book, Prosperity, described it this way. This is a blessing. Blessing the substance, now money's the substance, blessing the substance increases its flow. If your money supply is low, he says, and your purse seems empty, take it in your hands and bless it. See it filled with a living substance, ready to become manifest. As you prepare your meals, bless the food with your thought of spiritual substance, substance. When you dress, how about that? Constantly know that you are clothed in God's substance. I'm so grateful. I'm always grateful for my clothes. I love clothes. I'm so grateful for my clothes. That gratitude is a blessing. So I bless everything that I wear. The more conscious you become of this living substance, still Fillmore, this living substance, the more it will manifest in your life, for you, through you, and to you. And the richer will be the common good of all. Identify yourself with substance until you make it yours. It will change your finances, destroy your fear, stop your worries, and you will soon begin to rejoice in the ever-present bounty of God. And that sounds really good to me. And it's absolutely possible to bless an empty purse into plump abundance, empty shelves into blessed sufficiency, an empty heart into fulfillment and love. Remember the simple affirmation that you can use often in releasing this dynamic power of a blessing into your life and your affairs. God blesses me and makes me a blessing. Everybody say that. God blesses me and makes me a blessing. Yes, that's true. That is so true. Form this habit of blessing everything you have. And it may seem foolish to some people to bless, they find a penny, a nickel, a dime, a dollar. Bless it. Give thanks for it. Give thanks. And when we do that, we are setting up that law of increase. Remember, we said it's a reciprocal universe. The more gratitude we have in our heart, the more good we will see in our life. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. That law of increase will be set into motion. All substance that I've been talking about is one and is all connected in this oneness, this unity of life. All of life is pure energy. And we are creating from the unformed substance with our thoughts and our emotions into visibly seeing or feeling. Some of you can't see the most important things in life, the emotions. You can't see the Spirit of God, but you can feel it. And that feeling is so important because the more you feel that, the more it comes back into your life and the better your life gets. It sure does. I gotta tell you, it's true. The mind likes something that is already formed. We usually like to see our manifestations. And tangible for a suggestion to take hold. Or with this image, the mind sets to work to draw similar substance from the invisible realm. The thought, like I said before, the thought, the emotion, the words. We are creating our lives. We are co-creating our lives. The good is already present. The good of God is always present in every kind of form that we can imagine. Maybe that healing is that peace that flows through every cell of our being. It's so much. There's so much. When we bless our money, our health, our friends, our family, it is absolutely so transforming to our experiencing a truly happy life. Which, if we're going to be here, folks, I don't wear scarves very often. I'm going to make this life as happy as I can make it. I'm not going to let events and conditions keep me down, keep me stuck. I know that I have the power to transform them. And so you prove it to yourself. And you take that one step in that direction that you want to go in. And no one or no thing can keep you from experiencing your good when you do that. Ernest Holmes wrote this in his textbook. When we constructively praise and create and creatively bless, life abounds with love, peace, and joy. So let goodness shine forth. Let us learn to see that everyone, he says, is an evolving Christ. Let us so live and think that we may look upon all with love, condemning none and blessing all. And so, to let you know what I have, and it's so interesting because this just arrived this week, and I'm going to be placing this sign in my bedroom. It says "Simply Blessed," and this is going up on a wall so that when I'm laying in my bed, it's the last thing I see at night and the first thing that I see in the morning. So I remember, because we forget, I remember to bless everything and everyone. So it is.